¿Qué tranza, pandilla? Bienvenidos a su ya clásico Overdrive. El día de hoy tenemos unos invitados muy especiales, pero antes de adentrarnos, tenemos al... Ah, mira, ya estamos ahí. Nuestro hijo Joel ya nos spoileó. ¿Cómo estás,
No,
Joel?
estoy acá viendo lo de las cámaras ya.
Ya
Listo. Bien acá, emocionado por la entrevista de hoy. Invitados internacionales.
Como siempre,
Como
estamos
siempre, ajá.
a
Aquí.
Coilguns aquí en el estudio de Voltaire FM. Welcome, guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Hola. Very good.
Very good. How was the trip?
Yeah, it was, like I was saying off mic earlier, it was easier than the first time, probably because we did it once already.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt much shorter and we had less gear to travel with, so it was, easier.
Yeah, probably that's the smart move. Less gear is the best all the time. I mean, but I'm not sure because it's your first time in Latin America. It can be tricky, because it's not like in Europe because all the venues have enough gear there and proper PA. What here is, can be tricky. But I'm glad you made it. This is your second time, so how do you feel?
Very excited. We're playing a bit less shows than last time. Last time we also visited the north, which we're not doing on this run. So it's a bit of a shorter trip, but hopefully it's going to be even more intense. But generally very excited to be back. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, in this show, we always want to know a little bit about the background of the bands. So the first question and obvious question is how you get involved in music in general. Do you remember which artist or singer had a strong impact on you, maybe when you were a kid?
I started playing the clarinet when I was 8.
8?
Yeah.
Clarinet, why?
Because I was in love with the girl who played the clarinet.
Oh, nice.
And then I switched to more rock and roll oriented instruments because that's the music I wanted to play with my friends, and it was punk rock bands basically, like Deviates, No Effects, all these bands, and then later on Muse and stuff like that.
Guys, don't worry about the camera, about everything. It doesn't matter.
Cool.
We're doing this just for fun. So how about you?
Well, as far as I can remember, I wanted to play drums, since very young. So I started building drum kits out of my mom's pants, and my dad used to be quite the builder, but homemade stuff. So I had a bunch of empty crates and stuff, which I would just pile up in a drum kit kind of shape and play with chopsticks or stuff like that. And obviously listening to my parents' records until I started taking lessons, drum lessons, and meeting more and more people who were playing music and started jamming until I met those guys.
Do you remember how you get your first drum kit?
My first drum kit?
Yeah.
I asked, I was playing for quite a while on the self-made drum kits.
Yeah.
And I started taking drum lessons already. It was every week, and I got to play on a proper drum kit. So I was I really want to play on a proper drum kit and own one. And I asked my parents, and they were like, if you're serious about it. And I was really young at the time. It was instead of asking for Christmas presents
how old?
and stuff, I was 8, I guess,
nice.
or 9.
Young.
And they were instead of asking for having Christmas presents, maybe ask for a bit of money from everyone, and once you gather enough money, buy a drum kit. So after 2 years of asking my birthdays, and I had at the time a very numerous family, so lots of people chipped in, and after 2 years I had about $250, and I could buy my first drum kit.
Ah, nice. Do you remember the brand?
That was a Thunder.
Oh,
yeah,
sweet.
Thunder, blue one, sparkle blue Thunder. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. How about you guys?
I was playing cello. My
Cello?
godfather was
Oh,
a violin maker, and I could get
wow.
a small cello for children, and I really enjoyed playing it, even though it must have been very painful for the rest of my family. And then I started taking lessons at the conservatory and music school, and that I didn't really like. And when I was a teenager, I bought a guitar and then started bands and met those guys, and this is where the fun started.
Did you learn how to read music?
Yes, but I never really liked it. I've never played covers, and I don't really like to play someone else's music. I like to do my own stuff.
Right.
Which kind of music listen your parents? I guess classic, maybe.
Yeah, my father listened to a lot of classical musics, and he's always been bringing me to shows, and just sitting there for 3 hours listening to people play piano and cello was quite an experiment. But I got to see operas and orchestra
Wow.
things, symphonic music, which was a great luck. But I don't think I was conscious of that at the time.
Yeah,
And I
of
was
course.
so just rock and roll was something I could learn by myself, which is also cool. So my
Alright.
parents would never show up to a show. I think my father came once to a Coilguns show, and my mother would just never dare.
Oh,
to do it.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Same with my parents. But my parents is because they live so far, so
Ah.
far. So it's not because and they don't like that kind of music, basically. And how about you?
Me, I grew up in a family where my dad was a musician,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but
nice.
more like he was more like playing in bands in like discos and like playing covers and then weddings and all that kind of stuff. But when I was born, he stopped touring and then he opened a music shop.
Oh, wow.
So then I was in this surrounding. Every weekend he was playing shows, so I was going to see him, and then he had the music shop. So I think the first thing I tried was probably how do you call turntables?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I was really young. I was probably like 10 years old or something, and like I had some at home, and I was very bad from what I remember. And then I got interested in the guitar after seeing a documentary, I think, where I saw someone playing the guitar next to a fire. I know, don't tell anyone. And yeah, and then I started taking lessons, like classical guitar. And then my sister got me this songbook by this songbook from Nirvana, the Unplugged from Nirvana, which is still to the day, amongst my 5 favorite records in the world.
Yeah.
So I got into Nirvana, and then that was from my sister. But then I got by myself into Silverchair. That was very back in the days, and then in the early 2000s, like late 90s, sorry, I discovered Slipknot and Marilyn Manson and Korn and Deftones and all that.
The
Yeah.
new metal era.
Huh?
The new metal.
Exactly. But very quickly as well, like in 2002, I went to a Converge show and a Dillinger Escape Plan show.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
But I don't think I
My
understood.
favorite band.
I didn't understand what was going on, so it took me a couple of more years to really understand their music. And in the meanwhile, I went into the metalcore, hardcore early 2000, like Unearth and Terror and all these bands.
Satellite Dying and all that.
Exactly, yeah.
What year did you see Dillinger?
Yeah, I saw them like 60 or 70 times, I guess, because we toured with them as well.
With Dillinger Escape Plan?
Oh, and sorry, you said
Dillinger Escape Plan.
yeah. Oh, what year? Sorry, I thought like if I had seen them already.
Okay.
What year? The first time was 2002.
Oh, with Dimitri? Was it Dimitri or
No,
Greg?
it was the first tour of Greg Puciato. It was on the
okay.
Irony is a Dead Scene EP.
So you play with them?
That in 2002, we just went to the
You
show.
to the show,
And it was
but-
like 50 people in Zurich. And then I saw Ben Weinman, and I was like, but that's a job. So that's the job I want to do. And then for the 10 years after that, I would carry my guitar the same and try to move the same and all that. So it was a big step for me to see Dillinger.
Dillinger for me is top 5 favorite bands.
Mm.
It's- I got to see them, a few times. They always blew my mind. With I think I saw the Dillinger the Locust tour.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was great. And Dillinger and this band Hela,
Yeah.
Oh, see, with Zach, yeah.
Zach Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when they play as a quartet,
Oh wow.
yeah, it was pretty cool. Wow.
Nice.
That's crazy. And how you meet each other? First, how was the city where you born? Because the city when I born, nobody likes rock and roll. It's a really, really small city in the rural area. So the people who like rock and roll on that time in our community was like, this is the bad people, So, but in your case, how was the place where you born? How you meet each other and from the band?
I think I should answer last because I'm not from their hometown. I didn't.
Oh,
meet-
really?
Yeah.
Our hometown for Jonah, Luc, and I is La Chaux-de-Fonds. It's a small watchmaking city in the Jura Mountains in Switzerland where we speak French. And there's always been quite a cool rock and roll scene. When we were young, we could go watch other people play music. It was mostly garage rock and some early hardcore bands like Knut or Nostromo, the Swiss bands, or the Young Gods. So we had a club, we had a scene, and it was pretty welcoming. And as far as I remember, like heavy guitar music was the most exciting things that we could watch.
Nice.
This is where it was really happening. And when there was of course rap and reggae music or pop music, but the loud guitar music was for me the most felt like the one that was making most sense. And so we were sharing we were renting a rehearsal space in the same building, and to me this is how we met. But those two guys knew each other a little bit before, and it was just by hanging out with musicians. I guess it was really a scene.
Wow, sounds super easy.
It was very easy. I mean, Switzerland is very small.
Yeah.
So it was very easy to go in other cities to watch shows. And there was a lot of good venues playing a lot of cool bands, but our hometown was not so well connected to the rest of the country, I'd say, or it felt like a more remote place from my perspective when we started. And the more we were doing music, and when we started a label, blah, 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 we started to create also a new central thing, a new place for a new hub for music, and
Do you remember your first rehearsal, how you start to build the sound? I mean, your sound is very unique. It's a combination of cool sounds. It's not very common. It's not like the classic doom, stoner, hardcore, or whatever. It's a combination. For me, it's really cool. So how you start to discover this, your sound, basically, your identity?
Well, it wasn't in the rehearsal room, not the very beginning, at least. I was traveling, and then I bought a guitar while traveling, and we were already playing in the ocean back then. So, and we had talked about, having their.
You played in the ocean?
Yeah. Sorry. We just talked about it earlier. Luc, Louis, and I, we played with the ocean for.
The tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and Luc and I for like 6 or 7 years.
With
something like
Robin,
this.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. That's cool.
And so while we were touring with this band, we were thinking about starting our own band to play our own music, and we talked about it. And once I was traveling, I bought a guitar, I wrote 3 songs, and then I sent it to the guys, and they were like, "Hey, that's good." And so, I don't know if we discovered any kind of sounds. Like I know what I remember is that we decided to go to the studio immediately. We weren't planning on like having a live band or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then we realized that because Louis is a bass player originally, or he used to play bass a lot, and then he heard my riffs and he was like, "There's no way I'm gonna play bass, I think." On this. Or maybe you did on the
did
EP.
actually
the first
played
EP.
bass
The
on
first
the
EP,
record.
yeah.
The,
Oh, yeah,
the, the very first 3 songs. I
Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
that's
you did.
after this one that you
Yeah.
said that there was no way you
No
can
more.
never again. And also you said that there was no way you're gonna sing and play that live, and that's why we started as a 3-piece where he didn't have any guitars and I had like this massive setup with like guitars and amps, bass amps and stuff. And then I guess we started we were all really into Converge and Dillinger and Meshuggah, so it was kind of like a mixture of all this, but quite geeky at the same time. A lot of like, guitar music for guitar people,
Yeah.
I would say, and that has changed a lot through the last 15 years almost.
Nice.
It's been an amazing journey.
Yeah.
definitely.
So we shaped like the band how it is now. We shaped it really together through the various stages of us being human beings and growing up. And then Kevin also joined like 5 years ago, and now we're writing songs together as well. So it's been a whole process altogether.
So I guess before do you guys play the Ocean? Do you play in any other bands, or how you get involved with the Ocean? Because the Ocean now is quite well known, around the world. But I'm curious about how was before that, how you started with this journey through the music.
Well, we were actually based all in La Chaux-de-Fonds, around our hometown in Switzerland, and Louis and I were playing music together already. Jonah and I were playing kind kind of playing music together already. But these two guys didn't really know each other at the
really?
time.
Wow.
And then Jonah applied through, I don't remember which channel, to go on tour with the Ocean because we had a friend in common, and he joined the band, and he did like one European tour back in 2007, and the drummer left, and he told me, okay, Luke, this is your chance. Join me. We're gonna go on tour and blah blah. So I quit my job and everything, and at the time, and we've started touring quite intensively with the Ocean, and there was a new bass player at the time, and we weren't happy about him, so we kicked him out. And at the time, I was playing with Louis, and at the time Louis was playing bass most of the time with me. So I was like, I know a guy. So I called Louis, and I was like, okay, come on, join in the Ocean. So that's why we all ended up in the Ocean. And like, it's really through the first Ocean years, I think, that Louis and Jonah really became friends and connected, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, completely right. He didn't really like me at the beginning.
That's true.
That's the myth. It started pretty randomly, yeah. But the Coilguns started out also pretty randomly. We didn't really have a fixed plan. Like, we made these 3 songs, and then we booked a show, which was the support band for Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh, nice.
And then so we had to write
we had
songs.
to write the
complete
future
set,
EP. Yeah.
So it was, and everything went too fast, and then after that we went on tour, and we noticed we actually liked being a band.
Wow, I'm really jealous of the tour with Dillinger. I actually saw Liam Saturday. He's playing with In Flames now.
Oh, okay.
So they play a show in Mexico. Well, yeah, like a mini tour Mexico. And he was here Saturday, not like in the studio, but like in Mexico City. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
And how I mean, when you told me this sounds super easy to form a band, start to tour, and suddenly you are opening for your escape plan in Mexico. Definitely is not like that. You know that you need to have a lot of connection, invest some money. It's really hard to make a name here in Mexico. I'm not sure we don't have the proper conditions, you know, for music infrastructure, labels, radio stations, etc. So it's that easy, or it was more like a hard work, and you meet the proper people on the way. I'm very curious because when you told me, it sounds like a different word than us, definitely.
Well, one very, very big difference is that Switzerland is tiny.
Yeah.
So the circles are much smaller, and if you know one guy, then it opens up to already a lot more people than in the country. Even, I mean, there's less people in the whole country of Switzerland than in the city of Mexico.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a much, much smaller market.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get in touch with people very easily,
Very
I
easy.
think.
Yeah, it is. I mean, having had the chance to travel a little bit, also last year I was in Colombia for a festival to see how the scene was going, and also talking to the bands, like heavy bands. There's a lot of thrash metal bands there, and it's definitely not the same thing.
Yeah.
And we're coming from a very privileged place. Like in Switzerland, you have you were saying that in your place, very countryside, it was not seen as a good thing to like rock and roll. At least for us, for our generation, like every small village in Switzerland, at least like almost every village has a venue.
Oh wow!
You know, so so there's a big network of venue and people, and I think it's just like you're getting support from, like, it's just normal to do a thing like this, you know. So you don't. I'm not saying we don't hard work or that we don't have to fight, but it would be very, like, compared to the situation in Latin America, for example, we definitely don't have to fight that much, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask regarding that because I heard in that in Europe, I can remember if in all Europe or if there's like if there are specific countries, do you get support by the government, like money wise? When you do art, because I heard that sometimes the government supports the venue. Like if you want to build a venue, they support you in case you don't make enough money to pay for everything. Is that correct? Does that work the same in Switzerland?
Yes. I mean, almost everywhere in Europe, and there's different type of funding, but you can get like there's funding for venues, but there's also funding for bands. There's funding for touring specifically. There's funding for producing an album, for promoting only. Like that's where also we're not coming here like we're so successful and all that. We're trying to build something here,
Yeah,
but
of course.
we
of course.
also have the opportunity to do so because we're getting support from the government.
That's nice.
Wow.
That's
It's
nice.
it's super cool, but otherwise we couldn't be here. Like it's even with the support, we're not like the band is not really making money. So without the support, we couldn't even afford to fly here.
Yeah, even touring
wow.
Europe would be unsustainable without funding.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, you know, I play in a band, right?
Yeah.
So for us, it's probably the opposite than that. Of course, here is not support from the government, and even if exists any sponsorship or something like that, there's a lot of corruption. So, I mean, forget it. They are not going to get money from the government. So we work really, really hard to save some amount of money. We bought the cheapest flights. We fly just with the small basic things, and that's it. And we can rent a car maybe in a place and play, and let's see what's happened. So it's not manager, no tour manager, no manager, no record label sometimes. So it's really wild. But that's the beautiful thing of Europe. Even if in that conditions, people support you and you can make it there. It's wild. We spent 3 months there, and I'm bad with the maths. ¿Cuántos son 7,000 pesos?
¿En euros?
En euros.
¿Cuánto está el euro? El euro está como
Ça fait
en...
45
como en
fois 7,
veintitantos,
ça fait
20.
280. It's like 300,
Yeah.
320 euros or something.
Well,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
traveled with that for 3 months to survive there.
Oh,
wow.
And we
So
meet-
you felt it was the people were very welcoming and hospitable with you?
yeah, the people start to like the band. Well, we in the past we sell some merch over there, and we realized probably some people like the band, but it was just let's see what's going on, and suddenly the people starts to support. So that was the beautiful part of that trip of Europe. That's why I have this special feeling for all the scene in general, because people is very open. The people care about the art. The people treat you really well. You have enough the proper venues, proper sound, a place to sleep. They even give you sometimes food in some places. So that's beautiful. And that's when I feel sometimes really mad about how is the music scene here in Mexico. Here is the opposite. It's we're going to take advantage from you, and I don't care about your art. I don't care about you're going to charge you money for everything. So you know, can be hearing you is like the dream come true, you know. But also I appreciate that you guys take the risk to come here, even in that conditions, because Mexico or Latin America in general is not the best context. We know that, but you decide to come here to prove, to build a name, and to create this connection, and that's really amazing for me. It's and that's the best way as a fans, as a promoters, as a friends, is support that and try to be really welcome to you and make the trip ¿cómo se dice? Valga para que valga.
It's worth it.
That's like that. So that's my feeling.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I mean, it's a people thing, of course. You know, of course, we like traveling, and that's one thing. But it's also taking our music to to just a different setup. Like I think when we came here the first time, we were all so touched by the reception, even when there were not many people at the shows. And that's why we came in the first place, because we saw another band from Switzerland coming here and playing these shows with and they were saying like, wow, the crowd is crazy, even when there's not that many. And we wanted to see it with our own eyes somehow, and now we're trying to come back and see if we can come back again afterwards. But we need to, as you said, build a name for ourselves, and that's definitely not easy.
It's not easy, but definitely if the people start to know you and embrace you, people will love you forever. And fans are really passionate, and not just in Mexico, Latin America in general. So that's why we are very grateful that you guys decide to take a risk and come back for the second time. And well, before to talk about your tour in Mexico, I want to talk about your first tours in Europe. I know you guys play in Radbar?
Yeah, 2 times, yeah.
2 times.
Last time was last year. They invited us to play the full album. Yeah.
Man,
Wow.
Radborn is legendary. This year, one band called Abac from Mexico play. Was the first Mexican band to play at Radborn.
cool.
That was a
Oh, really?
huge deal for us as a local scene, as a small scene. So I guess for you it's pretty common to play in all that kind of festivals, but I guess Rodburn was very special for you. It's a legendary festival.
It definitely feels like the almost top of the game in the heavy music niche thing. Yeah, it feels like when you get invited to Roadburn, it feels like a big deal. Yeah, for sure.
How's touring Europe for you? It's pretty common, easy, or it takes hard work as play here in Latin America?
It really depends on the country.
Yeah.
Every country has a different politic, or a different. The crowds are different, and our experience to come to Mexico was that we learned a lot about how to share music, and we discovered it also with a different angle that's much more warm, or much more alive, or much more direct. So when we came back from Mexico, I think we were a much better band than before. And that is also why we are touring, just to experience different countries, different cultures, different things. Different approach to music is bringing us a lot. I mean, performance-wise and everything. To tour Europe is, as you mentioned, it is. You get a good quality of hosting. You get a good quality of venues. You usually get a good sound. You usually get, but it is not always very easy to get an excited crowds, because there's so much happening. So people tend to be a little spoiled. I mean, no judgment involved, but so everything is different. And when we go to the UK, for example, these are much rougher conditions.
I know.
In the UK,
it took us a while. It took us a while to do something we were happy about in the UK, and now we love it. We were going to tour Germany this year, and we never really made it there. I mean, outside of Berlin and Cologne, maybe we never. We played a lot of shows, but we never, we never saw it click. It takes a while, so you finally get the spirit from. As a performer, my experience with Belgium was, for example, very strange. It took me, I don't know, 5 years to really understand how the Belgian crowd is reacting to what I'm doing. And I found it very rich, very interesting.
How's the people here compared to Belgium, for example? It's more for me. It was very strange at the beginning because people here scream a lot and it can be crazy. And
it's very expressive.
And the people is a lot of silence, quiet. But suddenly the people say, "It was a really good show. Give me all the merch."
Yeah,
like a
classic.
But leave do something.
Yeah, I mean, I try to take for granted every attitude is a correct one. I myself, when I go to the show, I'm a completely different person than when I'm playing a show.
Yeah.
So it's hard to have expectations. You just have to get used to it. So when I'm playing in Belgium, I have my Belgian filter, and sometimes I have to install it back when during the middle of the performance, being like, "Stop behaving like you're in Mexico. This is Belgium." Not saying it's completely the opposite. It's just different, and
of course.
everything should be okay. But the Mexican crowd was, I mean, from my perspective, very expressive and very welcoming, and that made us kind of shy at the beginning. And so we were like, "Oh, can we actually do this? Are you gonna like?" Yeah, yes. And then
people is really expressive. People like to see crazy stuff on the stage. It's the classic it depends the crowd, but sing with me or jump, and the people start.
Yeah. It also has to do with something that you mentioned, that in Europe, I think people take things for granted because you have everything there. And in Mexico, for maybe 20 years ago, bands started to come. 25 years ago, that it was hard for a band to play, for a European band or an American band. So when shows started happening more and more, people get excited, and we don't take it for granted. Also, it's a culture, right? Like, it's sunny, and it's only 10 out of 12 months, So Switzerland can be very... And I actually saw that when I did the tour with Helmet. I told you, we play in Switzerland. And it was interesting because for the first half of the show people were not doing anything. They were not even like close to
Yeah.
the stage.
Very typical.
But, and the band were like, okay, and they kept playing, and it was one of the awesome shows from that tour because Helmet came back and played like two encores, even though like at the first half of the show where like people were like quiet and like we're observing what's happening. They ended up playing two encores because then at the end of the show people were like so for me coming from Mexico it was, and the first time in Europe was like, okay, it's something is different.
Yep.
But that's a beautiful thing about traveling. You get to see different people and different cultures, right?
And that's the thing as a performer, when Louis said, and traveling, and you have to acknowledge that different population and different crowds have different way of showing how they appreciate your music.
Yeah.
It could be very, very energetic and sharing like Mexico, or very quiet like Switzerland. But it doesn't mean people don't enjoy the show.
Exactly.
That's very
Or-
true.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you played Asia, Japan, or?
And not Coilguns.
Yeah, we toured China
Back in the day with
back in the
the
days with the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there also we were sometimes very surprised.
Yeah,
But
I
it's hard to make generalities.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
say
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Every place has its
like
own
Japan is
vibe.
like people tend to be very quiet. I like the UFC, like the MMA. So I heard that when they had like a UFC event in Japan, compared to the US or even Mexico, like people were not doing anything. Like people were fighting blood, and people here go, like lucha libre.
I love lucha
People
libre.
like they go crazy. But they say Joe Rogan said that they play Japan and like people like were like killing each other and they were not like cheering or anything until the end of the match.
Okay.
But like you said, that doesn't mean that they don't enjoy it. It's I don't know. It's fantastic for me. I think it's fantastic that you get to travel the world and get to experience different reactions to your art.
Yeah, that's cool. Guys, I'm curious. Last time that we talked, you will start the tour in Mexico. Now you're come back, so I'm very curious. How was the tour? How was your feelings after the tour, and why you say to come back? Are you crazy, guys?
I mean, we're coming back because I guess we want to
Because
You know,
tacos. Say the truth.
Micheladas.
Micheladas.
mostly micheladas. That's very true.
Very good reason to come here.
No, I mean it's more of a we had an idea of a general plan of coming here and trying to establish something, and that was the first time we were coming on a different continent, which was Mexico, and I knew that we were gonna need at least 2, but probably more 3 times to see if it's working or not. So I don't know if we can say that the first tour worked, but
how was it was route for you? You feel very welcome, and it was on your
on
expectation?
that part, we felt very welcome everywhere. The shows, even when there were 20 people, it felt like there were 100.
Nice.
After the show, it was always like very intense, talking to people, taking pictures, and and just feeling generally welcome and appreciated.
Nice.
And we
nice.
were, feeling very privileged again to be here, and because also another privilege from Switzerland is that we can travel everywhere how we want.
Yeah.
And so we're not taking this for granted, and we're very happy about it. And it was good to, I mean, it's a good way to travel and meet other people, being with your best friends on the road. It wasn't the easiest because the drives were very long.
Yeah,
A
long
couple of us
distance.
were super sick as well.
Also, we were, all of us, I think, very tired from the year's worth of touring that we had done before Mexico. And at least personally, the first show in Mexico, I already felt pretty burnt out from the
Wow.
rest of the year. And again, I'm aware that it's talking from very, very privileged position, doing
No, it's
something that I've
totally-
always wanted to do. But by the time I got here, I was on my knees, out of energy, out of a lot of things. So my personal memory from that first tour in Mexico is that I didn't enjoy it as much as I wished I could have,
Mhm.
because I was already so burnt by the time I arrived here.
sorry to interrupt. How often do you tour in Europe or in general? Like how many times per year? Or a
Last year we played close to 90 shows
Oh,
in the
wow.
year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
That's
really
rough, yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
How tell us the secret? How you can maintain the energy in every show? It's insane. It's nuts.
But sometimes we can't.
Well, but we always do for some reasons, and I mean, I can talk only for myself, but also when you just zoom out, you know, it's like, it's not, of course, it's hard on the mental side, sometimes on the physical side, but also if you put things in perspective, what you do is getting in the van with your best friend, taking your guitar out and playing loud music with guitars, you know, it's, we all have our personal problems while on tour, but it's also our real problem is feeling tired
Yeah.
playing music. So I don't know, personally, when I remember that, I think it's easy to push through and, you know, make it happen. Especially if you don't feel good one day. Well, first of all, there's 3 other people on stage with you that you can take energy from as well. And also, like, again, it's not that rough. It's intense for real. It's hard to manage to feel to stay sane and healthy. That's some work, but it's like a very, it's not rough to do this. I
Yeah.
think, you know, compared to 99.9% of what's going on and for what people are doing. I think it's we're very lucky to be doing this. So whenever you have a down, you just have to remember, maybe you don't want to play a show every now and then, but then you're like, if you're forced to play a show with your best friend every now and then, fake it, you know.
Yeah.
Also, from a performer perspective, the more we do it, I mean, as a singer or look as a drummer, the more we do it, the more we can do it, because it's pretty physical. I mean, for the throat,
I know.
for the muscles, and also for the performance. I only like our show when we've played it like 30 times. Before that, it feels like it's too forced, or it's not as organic or as natural as it could be. And I really like how through a tour you sometimes get to a point where everything feels cool, and then you sort of lose the meaning of it, and then you try to fight back for it, and it's a good laboratory. I really love to work on the quality of the show, and this quality you can only get when you tour and you experience it, and this is the only thing you have to think about during your entire day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when the muscle memory takes over and your head can completely
Yeah.
detach.
Yeah.
That's,
I
that's
know.
the best feeling I've known.
Yeah.
How
And
many?
No, go back ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna ask, or I'm gonna ask, how many shows? What's the? I don't know how to say this in English. What's the not longest, but the amount of shows you have played in the row? I don't know if that made sense.
I would think this would have been 2014 tour that was about 40 shows straight.
40 shows in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shit.
there were 3 days off in the middle that were forced day offs because there were 3 shows in Italy that got cancelled last minute,
Ah, okay.
and these ended up the only off days of that tour.
Wow.
Guys,
So-
But that's
so
the
you-
only time, though.
We don't really like off days. We don't really like off days.
It's a waste of time.
I mean, the older we
I
get,
know, but sometimes you need it, you know.
the
But it was-
older we get, we kind of like them now.
Yeah,
we
that's
kinda
what I was
started
going to
to
say.
like
It
them.
was 12 years ago, so
Yeah.
everybody was much younger.
How are you guys?
Well, why do you care?
Quinceañeras.
We're 160 years old.
All together.
41.
Oh shit.
Oh no, thank you.
No, you look much younger.
I do. That's all the music and the tequila.
The rock and roll
Yeah,
lifestyle.
we're all around. I mean,
Yeah, I'm 37, I think.
I'm sorry.
30 forever.
Yeah, 30 something.
38.
40.
Guys, you are touring a lot. Respect for that. Definitely. Well, also I want to talk about the process of composition of your albums, because during the shows you are very energetic, but I guess when you are on creating the music is a different vibe. I guess it's not the same craziness. Probably you are more how to say precavidos, how to say
Careful.
careful about the sound, about the amps, about the recording process, and it's not like a let's play while on the studio. How is the process for you? I guess it's two different words.
I would say there's two different ways of doing things in the studio. There's the careful aspect when you think about sounds and all that, but then when you start playing, then it is about putting energy into something so that at least I might not be standing up all the time when I'm recording in the studio, but the energy has to come from somewhere that is similar to what would be on stage.
On stage, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, for me, it has to be the same.
Yeah.
I can't write. I mean, if I want to have a result that's going to be what is going to be live on the record, it has to be the same level of energy for my instrument.
It makes sense for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you are in the studio, you record all in the same room or separately, or how is that process for you?
It depends. For Odd Love, we recorded everything live.
Nice.
I mean, everything was based on a live recording, and then Jonah added layers of guitars on top. Louis did some overdubs of vocals, but even the vocals were based on a live take.
Oh, you record on tape?
No, live take.
Take, yeah.
I like, oh wow, tape.
And for the newest album that's not out yet, it was me and so bass and drums were recorded together, and everything else was added on top.
That was the first time that we were doing this like that. That's the first time that we recorded to a click as well.
Oh wow.
Oh really?
Yeah, but because before that we've always been recording live. Like the first takes, at least, like the first general take before doing overdubs, it was always live, and we never felt the need, or it was never really. I mean, it was just better without a click. You know, we didn't need. We liked to slow down things and to go faster, and we just had our ways. And now with this new record, because it was, you know, it was recorded between tours. I mean, when they started like recording drums and bass.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't even know how to play my riffs.
Oh wow.
I had to rehearse them on my own while they were recording, and as soon as they were done, I started recording my riffs. So we had to do, if we wanted to get things done within the 2 weeks, the 10 days we had, we needed to play to a click, and also vocals were recorded like a month later. So to make
there wasn't enough time to rehearse, to play all together.
No, and also because, you know, Louis, for example, has also an extra hat in the band, as in he's acting a little bit like an art director, or if you don't know how do you call this, like a production as manager. How do you call this? Like
producer?
Like a producer, yeah.
Yeah, since I'm writing the lyrics and the melody lines, I need it makes me also very active, gives me a very precise vision on how I want the track to sound. If there would be a different singer, maybe the track would go in a different direction with the same basic riffs or grooves. So they would always, when we do demos, we would always gather the whole material, and as soon as I have Jonah playing the riff, Luke playing the drums, and Kevin doing the bass thing, then I have the basic material. I can start to write the lyrics and the melodies on top of it, and then it makes me want to change stuff or remove some part or make that part much longer, and I have the luck to decide what riff is going to be the chorus one or the verse one, and I makes me very active on that very arrangement sort of side of aspect of the music. And so this is the role that I'm taking when we're doing recording now. Is just I'm hearing the track and making sure that we focus on the things that are gonna matter for me to put the right message or the right energy or the right climax to a certain track, and then I will do my vocals on my own and record them, and then invite these two guys to do backing vocals, and we end up with a song. We also spend a lot of time with Kevin in the studio doing pre-mixes, which is a moment of the recording that I really like. This is where you can really make final choices. It's like editing a movie for me. It's really like, okay, so we have all this material, we recorded this riff with different guitars, and we have this piano track, and blah, 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 and then we can really make bold choices that are gonna set the focus on different aspects that we thought if we would have only make the thing in a rehearsal room with the... and so we get a clearer vision of the track, and more and more we get to use we're getting used to that process, the more and more I like it.
How hard is to be a producer and play at the same time the same band? Because it's in some bands can be very challenged. Sometimes it's because the ego of the persons. Because how dare you tell me how I play my instrument? To say an example, you know, that can be really tricky. How you guys manage that? I'm very curious.
I mean, we've had the luck to always be friends, and to have Jonah was the specialist of guitar playing in Coilguns. Luke has always been the specialist of playing drums, and Kevin's doing the specialist of playing bass, and me writing lyrics and singing. So we all have our own church. So we always take for granted what the others are doing, and we try to build something together that clicks. So on the ego aspects of things, I think everything goes pretty easy.
That's nice.
I sometimes I'm scared when I have to play Jonas riffs on stage, because sometimes I also play guitar on stage. I'm like, am I playing the riff well? And he's like, be quiet, it's fine. How are you playing? I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm playing out your riff. But apart from that, ego things are pretty easy. It used to be sort of a real brain fuck for me. The recording time was the writing process used to be quite a brain fuck. Like 10 years ago, I was the one recording, tracking the music. We were doing everything by ourselves in very short amount of time. So for Millennials, our second full length, I was doing everything and singing.
Wow.
I mean, because I like to do it, but to do all these things together, it was good to try.
Do you manage a studio or? I'm just curious how you have all these skills.
Learned by myself.
Oh wow!
Was naive enough to think that I could do it. Didn't notice all the fuck ups. Kept on learning.
That's amazing.
But we have we turned our rehearsal space in La Chaux-de-Fonds into a studio.
Oh nice!
And Jonah has been buying thousands of guitars and amps that we are stacking on our shelves, and Kevin and I are also working sometimes as he much more than I do, but as engineers for other bands or producers for other bands and artists, and we're using this rehearsal space also as a studio. So all in all, we create knowledge that we share, and we try to assemble that. And the addition of Kevin in the band since the last 6 years now, 5 years, has also brought a new perspective, because he's a real sound engineer, and he knows how to place a microphone to make it sound like it should, and so it brought also a lot of a new perspective to the whole the way we create things.
That's awesome, guys. You have everything on you. You don't need anybody.
No, this guy has a label. We have a studio. We have the best drummer in the world.
Shit. Guys, that's fucking awesome. Well, you have a new album, right? It will be.
It's not released yet. There's new music coming.
I know you released a single. How you pronounce it?
Peace Trader.
Peace Trader.
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you tell us a little bit about the new album? About how was the recording process? Maybe I know the artwork, but what's behind the new album? Because when you came last time, you released also a special vinyl for the Mexico.
Yeah, it was the release of Lost Love.
Yeah,
the B-sides from Odd Love. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. But about this album, what we can expect?
Much more direct songs, because for the writing process and recording process and mixing process for Odd Love took in total 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pandemic and all that.
Okay.
But even without the pandemic, it was meant to take a while. And this time, we just wanted to keep the ball rolling from the momentum we got from Odd Love. The idea was to keep the ball rolling as soon as possible. And the writing process for this album, I think, was 1 year total or something like that we worked on our own in between tours. And then the recording process was 10 days just after the first Mexican tour.
Oh, wow.
And the songs are much more direct, because we didn't spend that much time writing them.
Do you have any specific date to release the album, or secret?
It's gonna be in November.
November.
Yeah.
Right. Any label?
No.
DIY.
Yes. I
That-
mean,
that's-
it's
That's the spirit.
we've been looking for years for a label. We've been looking hard, not for such a long time, before realizing that actually our label is not that bad.
Come on.
So whenever we got to see other label working that were the same size or like similar, that were similar to ours, then there's just no point.
Yeah.
And even signing to a much bigger one, the reality behind deals is much different than what you would think. So you could sign to a bigger label and still be still not being taken care of. And with the way we built the environment around the band and the way we built our lives around the band as well, it's like we can decide everything, we
Yeah.
control everything.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things, like if we were playing in the bigger game, there's a couple of things that we would have that we can't have now. But in the end, we played 90 shows last year. There were most of them. I counted 3 really shitty shows, to be honest. And this is this is from my perspective still. So that doesn't mean the show was bad or the crowd was bad. I'm just talking myself. So something is working and we're in Mexico now for the second time, and we have shows all this month, and then we're going to do European tour by the end of the year. So we release the music when we want, the way we want. We produce the vinyls. We talk to the people that create the artwork.
Yep.
The people that are promoting the records are friends. Yes, that's, I guess, and we all got into this somehow because we're people's people. We like people,
Yeah.
So, I would appreciate like a nice offer from a great label that we like, but since I have a label now, we run a label for like 15 years. When labels that inspired me, when I learned how it works in the background, not really inspiring anymore so much. Sometimes yes, sometimes not, and mostly I realized that what we do is what everybody else does, which means not knowing what they do.
Yeah.
So
I'm totally agree with you. I feeling you because it's the same with our band. For years we look for a tour manager, a booking agency in Europe, and then we realize we play Sonic Blast, we play Desert Fest, we play everything by ourselves. So we don't need a booker. With the label can be a little different because the economy, but it's. If we want, maybe we can try to do the same. We have a small label, but more focus on local, really small underground bands, stoner doom bands. But it's like as you say, if nobody supports you, nobody cares, do it yourself. That's why start Doom and Stone Latin America, because nobody care about to write about the music. We start our label, we start the band, we start everything. So, at this point, it's very amazing to see. In the case of Mexico, the scene start to growing. Now we have a festival like Doom City and other ones, and bands start to coming. So DIY is the way, as you say. Sometimes we start to thinking that somebody will offer you maybe a big deal or a better thing, and it's like nope, you have the answer, the key on your hands. That's cool.
That's
pretty
amazing
cool.
that you did this. I mean, all the time you don't put into trying to convince someone that what you do is good is all the time you can put into doing good things. So eventually, after a while, you just become one of them, or better, for that matter.
Yeah.
So, and yeah,
That's awesome. So So guys, tell us about your tour in Mexico. Tell us about the dates, the cities. You will play in Mexico City with Joliet. Joliet is a really great band, good friends for us, and really quite famous. They tour a lot in Europe, actually. Crazy guys. They are really nice people. But tell us about this tour. What the people can expect for your second time here.
So we're gonna play only 3 shows, or Jimena. Can we talk about the second
3
show at Chopo? No. Sure. Oh yes. Okay.
Oh, you will play with the El Chopo.
See.
Oh,
That's a crazy.
Yeah, we're very looking
Chopo.
forward actually. So we're playing 2. So
and you will play with an another band called Rostro del Sol. They are really crazy guys. They play like a progressive jazz, quite famous now in Mexico, young guys. So
And they're playing Chopo on Saturday?
yeah, with
No
you,
way.
that would be
Cool.
fucking insane. I
Chopo
will
is
miss that
amazing.
show. But
See, so yeah, so we're playing these 3 shows. Yeah, with Joliet and 366. We like 366. They played with us in Guadalajara on the last tour. And Joliet, we asked them if they wanted to tour with us because I think Kevin and Luc saw them live
yeah,
in Switzerland.
yeah, really good guys.
And so we tried to see them, like to meet last time, but it didn't work. And then we invited them to play these shows with us. And so we're gonna play in Guadalajara at Foro 907. No,
Casi.
900. What?
907.
907. Fuck.
That's a really
by
good
the
venue.
end, that's my challenge. By the end of the tour, I need to be able to say Foro 907.
Well, the show is tomorrow. So
907. That's
Cientos?
easy.
Cientos?
907.
907.
Sí. Fácil.
So that's the first show, and that was a very good show. Probably the best on the last tour.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Guadalajara.
yeah. So very very excited. Then on Friday we're playing for the first time in Querétaro at
Oh,
the
nice.
back room.
Sweet.
Small venue, so I hope it's gonna be packed. And we've never been to Querétaro, so
It's really good.
Yeah, we
Let's
have
see.
friends there.
We're going to send all our friends to see you.
we're gonna
Yes.
send them
Yes,
over.
please.
yes. And then on Saturday we're playing El Chopo. We don't know when, apparently, because you never know when you play.
No,
It's a raffle.
Yeah, that's the raffle thing.
but it's crazy to see how many people attend El Chopo. Have you ever been in El Chopo?
I think last year
Our sound guy went
our
there.
song and light guy they went
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Shit, it's you will see just the proper people there. That will be cool.
So and we're really excited for this show to happen also because I think Kevin mentioned that earlier, but we came here with less gear.
Yeah,
But it's not like we came with the guitars and the pedal boards and all that, but we didn't take as much as the technical gear that we used for production in
Mhm,
Switzerland, in Europe, sorry. So we really come in a very simple rock band way. And we haven't played like that for 4 years or 5 years, I can't remember now.
Smart move.
So we're totally ready for Chopo, and we have a special set list as well.
Nice.
That's gonna be fast. And then hopefully that show is gonna promote the show from the night at Foro Ilvana.
Yeah, of course, of course. It means the sense that you guys play early El Chopo and at night the people will attend.
So we were
Ilvana.
supposed to play at Gato Calavera, which we had a press conference
Yeah.
last year, and that was an amazing place, and we're looking forward to play there. But apparently, the owner decided to kick everyone out for the World Cup or something.
That's the sad part of Mexico right now, Mexico City specifically. It's not just because the World Cup. World Cup is one of the things, but the new governments don't like the arts or the cultural spaces. So there is not places to play for underground bands right now. They close like a 5-6 venues. There is not places to play, to be honest. So For Ivana is really good. They play a lot of like a
Like
garage,
salsa.
salsa there.
Yeah.
It's not for rock and roll. It's really small, but it's really good. Sounds really good. But yeah, we start to missing like at the big venues for underground bands. So there's no place to play, sadly.
Sorry to interrupt again. The place you played last year, or last time you were here, La
La
Piedad
Piedad?
is also
It's also closed.
Oh,
What?
wow. Okay.
Gato Calavera is
As well?
closed. Yeah, like a 6 or 5-6 venues are closed now. So we are looking for new venues, but nobody wants to open a venue right now.
Just the fuck off room.
Fuck around still there, but it can be very tricky sometimes because it can be expensive for the underground bands, and they charge you for everything, even for to sell merch. So
Oh, wow.
Okay,
it's good. I mean, we run a festival there on December, Ripple Fest. So that was really good, actually. You should come for Ripple Fest. That would be
Okay.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this year we're going to have. Well, I can say the bands. I will tell the bands.
we can blip it.
No. But it's really good because it's a festival focused on stoner doom, and also we have a big one called Doom City Fest. So
That's the one you're running.
yeah,
Yeah.
I hope you guys at some point you come to Ripple or the
Yes,
other one.
that
would be
festival
cool.
is amazing, man.
Yeah, last time
Doom
we
City
played.
Fest, my favorite. I'm not like a Doom guy or a stoner guy, But I mean, the last 3 years they blew my mind. Even this year is my favorite.
Yeah, we have
Job, Pelican, wow.
Primitive Man.
Primitive Man,
So
sold out.
yeah, you need to come,
Sounds
guys.
awesome.
Let's
great
talk
people.
about it.
You get high even if you don't smoke weed.
or
We actually do.
Oh,
or if
well,
yes,
even
it's a
better.
paradise.
Even better.
but yeah, I'm glad you guys decided to come back. It will be really amazing, a really good show, definitely, and I hope you can come back for a third time. That would be really cool, and we are looking for the new album, definitely. That would be really good. Any other question?
Yes, about I'm like you regarding gear.
Oh yeah.
So like in Europe, what's your main rig?
So, I love to buy. I love to buy gear. I did love to buy gear for a long time. Now I don't so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And now my rig is a quad Cortex.
Oh wow, that's all you need now. So you have
A
everything.
quad Cortex.
Smart move.
Yeah, I used to. Okay, so but can I be a cool guy for a second?
Yes, please.
So before having a quad Cortex, the
Quad
setup.
Cortex are cool. I mean, if I
No.
had the money to buy one, I'd
Yeah.
definitely
They're
would
amazing.
buy
Seriously,
one.
it's also like, 10 years ago, it wasn't at that point. Like digital amps
Yeah,
were
yeah.
not that good. But also, so I was touring back then. The last setup I had was like 3 high watt custom 100.
Oh.
I mean, 2 custom 100 and 1 custom 50
On all the time.
on all the time with 3 cabs.
play
And that was the
around.
that was the setup for years. But then also, when we start touring again in 2023, we realized we don't have that space. We used to tour with a lot of gear, but then I guess the band became a bit bigger, and then we had to carry merch as well, which started being a problem.
And sound desks and all that.
And sound desk and more
You
and
travel
lights.
with your own sound
And sound
desk.
technician.
Oh,
and
wow.
light technician.
Yeah. And that's what we brought last time in Mexico that we didn't bring this time is the sound desk. And
Oh, you brought one.
Yeah, and the whole system for in-ear as well.
Yeah,
And
that was a bit overkill.
Yeah.
But we had to do it
Yeah.
once to realize that.
Yeah, because for that to sound well, you need like a great PA, and like Roman said, most venues unfortunately don't pay attention to that, so they don't care.
But we took our sound guy. We would never do a show without our sound guy. But so I guess we're still gonna try to sound good even in broken PA. But I guess last time we just wanted to try. It was also an experiment for us, see how it is because we never really fly just for one show or something,
Yeah,
and
it's
we
not
wanted to
worth
check
it.
like how it works, and we took everything that was too much, and now we realize we can do with much less, which is very encouraging because now you mentioned Doom City or stuff like that, but now we know with this tour we can fly pretty easily with almost nothing, and because we just have the quad Cortex, our guitars, drumsticks and the snare, and basically that's it.
Guys,
And then we can play on anything. I mean, we've toured again, not with Coilguns, but Luke and I had another band as well, just the two of us, and we toured Russia and China, where we had
Oh wow.
wow.
when we were touring for a month, and we had whatever was there. Sometimes
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
like
yeah.
a tiny amp like this, and the drum kit was really shit, but we still played shows.
Mhm,
So I
mhm.
guess now I think it's possible with Coilguns, and I think as soon as we arrived here in Mexico, I started thinking about where to go in Latin America.
Let me
more,
interrupt you there. now you know us. We have a lot of gear here. And my brother built caps. and pedals.
Oh,
So guys, come on. Tell us what you need.
cabs.
Cabs.
Caps.
do need
Yes.
cabs.
My brother is a totally nerd of gear. He built caps. The brand is Tamayo amp, like our surname, and also we have a lot of amps. ¿Cómo se dice cabezales? Sí, amps, ¿no?
¿Cómo? Perdón.
Cabezales.
Heads.
The heads. So easily we can find any sound for you, or I don't know. Matam no, because Matam are from really complicated to find here, but some other. So if you need anything, Let us know.
Sorry to interrupt. This is the interruption podcast. ¿Sabes quién tiene un Matamp? Jorge Muto Tapes.
We know. The guy who.
El mismo que estaba en La Bestia es de Jorge. Ajá, y
So
lo
we know
tiene
a
ahí
guy
en-
who have a Matam,
Lo tiene en Monrovia.
and is a good friend of us. So yeah, maybe
La
we can find.
Bestia, La Bestia, it's a radio where they have the studio, they
Yes.
have a record shop. And
Yeah.
We've been there,
Yeah, totally.
did an interview. That's where they had the record shop and the recording studio as well. See?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, the guys have a gear, but we are going to give you for free because we are friends. And we are not too far from here, so next time let us know with time and we can find the proper gear for you. So that's how it started. That's when we arrived to Europe the first time. We asking to friends, hey, can we use your cab? Or yeah, sure, guys, you come from Mexico, you're come so far, so of course you can do it. And we try to do the same with friends who come. So
Thank
feel
you.
free to send us a message anytime, and we love to support you with the cabs, with maybe a drum kit or whatever you need. So make it easy for you guys.
Thank you.
It's
very
all
much.
about community.
Yeah,
Yes,
Like
it
at the
is.
end of the day, we're all in the. I mean, it sounds cheesy as fuck, but we're all in this together, right?
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Precisely, that's the reason we all do this, I think. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a music, but also, like we've been talking about this for the last hour, like the chance to meet new people and have new experiences, and being able to do this, and get all that good stuff.
Yeah. So, guys, it's been a pleasure to talk with you. Thanks for coming again. Good to see you again,
Yeah,
actually.
good to see you too.
Likewise, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a great tour. And yeah, I can't wait for the new album. Where the people can listen to your music, buy some merch.
Merch is on the Humus Records website
Mm-hmm.
and Instagram, Facebook, all that for
Okay.
getting news, and then the music is on all the platforms.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Of course, use Bandcamp. We know that. And are you going to bring special merch for the tour? Like a t-shirts, maybe?
No, we didn't sell all the merch we had last time, so we don't have anything new, actually, on
No.
this tour.
On this tour, no.
No.
We have the special merch from last tour, though. It's still special.
Still. Okay.
Yes.
It's vintage now.
Thank you so much, guys. And well, nos vemos la próxima semana en otro Overdrive. Esperemos que el maestro Gabo ya ande por acá.
Ah,
Crucemos
sí, el
los dedos,
Gabito. Ajá.
que andaba en Europa con Ana Pura. Mi queridísimo Joel, un placer como siempre.
No, it's a pleasure, guys. Very cool meeting you. I've heard of your band before, but like I said before we started recording, I couldn't come to your last show in Mexico because I had previous commitment. But I'm excited about to see you live.
Nos vemos.
Que se
Adiós.
ven,
Thank you.
pandilla.